Hello and good morning and welcome to day 107 of the income stream. Today we're doing free website and YouTube channel reviews. Happy 4th of July. Let's get right into it.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Flynn.
Hello friends, good to see you today. I appreciate you. Let me know in the chat if you are feeling good, if you're doing some fun stuff today here on July 4. Let me know also how the broadcast is feeling, because sometimes it might cut out and I feel like it might be doing that today. I'm not quite sure. If we have to move over somewhere else, we will move over to Instagram, and I'll do my best to still continue these website reviews as we go along. But anyway, happy 4th of July. Thank you so much for being here today. We're reviewing websites and YouTube channels today. This is really important, and we haven't done it for a couple of weeks, but it's really important because our first impression of websites is everything. When we go to a YouTube channel, when we go listen to a podcast, when we go to a website or a blog, it's really important that we make a very good first impression so that we keep people in and we have them stick around, because we can put all this work into everything that we do, and if we don't have a great first impression, well, it could be all for nothing, really. By the way, happy again July 4th to everybody. I appreciate you. And we got a nice Avengers shirt on to commemorate 4th of July. This is a half marathon tee or shirt that I got after running a race a few years back when Disneyland was still running races. They aren't doing that anymore, not because of what's going on in the world right now, but because they just were having problems with Anaheim and just dealing with the city, especially with how big these races were. I mean, literally 20,000 people doing a half marathon. Which is pretty cool. So Peasant says, never seen you in a long sleeve shirt before, dude. Yeah, it's actually quite warm right now. It's really hot in this office, but this was the best shirt that I could do right now. Plus, I really love the Avengers, and so we're going for that. Jesse says, Pat, I got your book. Superfans, thank you so much. Jen says, happy 4th of July. Bernard says, nice shirt. Thank you all for being here again. So what we're going to do is, if you want to have your website reviewed, all you have to do is go to patflynn.com/review, and you can pop in your URL there for either your website, your YouTube channel, or your sales page. Again, it's patflynn.com/review. And what you could do is just pop in your information there, and I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can about these different websites that pop in, and we're going to go into them right now. In fact, I do have our first victim, person who's going to be up here to get reviewed, and I want to welcome Peasant Uprising to the house. So Peasant Uprising is somebody who's been in the chat here for a while. I really wanted to make sure to start with him because he has been so gracious with his time and his just effort to communicate and to provide value here in the chat. So let's review his YouTube channel, if that's cool. So before we get into that, however, I do want to talk about what we're looking for. And this is applicable for websites. This is applicable for blogs, podcasts, and even YouTube channels. And this is what we're going to talk about here. So we need to first understand what I'm looking for. So number one, does this tell me exactly who this is for and what it's about, right? What's in it for me? Does this tell me and give me any sense of, okay, what am I going to get here? And I'm not going to give a grade to these websites, but I will be offering positive and constructive feedback as we go along. And I'm just going to be honest because I want you all to improve. And what's really cool is you can improve by watching other people's reviews too, which is pretty cool. Number two, are you helping me know what to do first, right? So on YouTube, I'm looking for things like a welcome video, for example. And then in that welcome video, hopefully pointing me toward some of your videos or what I can look forward to, like I just said. On a website, I'm looking forward to, okay, well, there's a lot here, right? A blog especially is just an archive of a whole bunch of posts. Well, where should I start? Where should I go first? Oftentimes, it's very much overwhelming to arrive on a page and just not know what to do next unless you guide me there. Number three, how am I connecting with you? What is it about you? How, like, are you showing up or not? You don't have to show up personally, or your face doesn't even have to be on camera, but I still need to get a sense of who you are and how we can connect with each other. Part of that involves you understanding who I am in terms of an audience member or a subscriber or a potential subscriber, somebody in your target market, but also just what elements about you can I connect with versus other people who are out there talking about very similar things. Number four, I'm also looking for non-essentials like distractions, or if you are doing, for example, a YouTube intro, just like a 20-second long splash intro or bumper reel without even talking yet, these are the kinds of things I'll be pointing out. And then finally, branding and design. I'm going to be getting a sense of, okay, well, how's the branding? How's the design here? And hopefully it speaks to what it is that you're talking about and all those kinds of things too. So super stoked about this. Jen Lynn, yo, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Can you please pick up review member site? I'm trying to figure out best way to set it up, hopefully using BuddyPress and popular WordPress learning app. So can I pick up review members? Can you re-ask that question, Jen Lynn, to be more specific in terms of exactly what it is that you'd want me to review for you? Let me know, but I definitely would love to review some membership site stuff, especially in fact because SPI just came out with our membership application process. If you want to check that out, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/pro and see our application, our new membership website, and you can see that there. So Jen Lynn, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. All donations this month are going to the Yemen Foundation to help those who are direly in need right now in Yemen, who are suffering as a result of what's going on in the world right now. It's very sort of under the radar, and I wanted to point a light over there and hopefully help them out too. So thank you all for the super chats. So let's get into this, and thanks again to Peasant Uprising for being on the chopping block here. So first impressions. Number one, you have channel art, which is great. Number two, you have a welcome video, a channel intro, which is fantastic as well. Number three, your avatar, I see your face. You have sunglasses there, which is sometimes a little bit, well, I don't know why this person's hiding behind sunglasses. We're not outdoors, right? Especially with the background there. So I like and can connect more with you here on your channel intro, and you're showing up there. So it's not like you're trying to hide anything, just giving you first impressions, but it also displays a little bit of your personality. Maybe you just wear sunglasses all the time, which is totally cool too. I also like these sculptures, which I don't know what that has to do yet, but I saw in the chat that these are like handmade metal sculptures that you made, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about the messaging here. Rising up together for positive change. Sharing my life with yours. Okay, so this to me gives the vibe of more of a vlog, right? Like, hey, come with me on this journey. We're gonna rise up together. But what about this in particular? Who is this for, if anybody? Is this for other, for example, men, or for dads, or for families, or for people struggling with the 9-to-5 job, or for people who are just feeling down to turn that frown upside down kind of situation, right? Rising up together for positive change, that I love what that means, but I think there needs to be a little bit more in terms of helping hook me in to what this is really about and how it stands out amongst every other person in this world who's also helping people rise up together and go for positive change. I like the idea that you're sharing your life, which is pretty cool. And the positive messaging, is this positivity, like a channel for positivity to help you gain more happiness, less stress, and to find other people just like you? I don't know. I'm just sort of making this up, but I like the messaging and the positivity here. Together we got this. You can do this too. What is this, though, is maybe the question. 43 subscribers. You're on your way. Keep going. I want to play this welcome video really quick, and hopefully you can hear it. I'm going to press play, and let me know, chat, if you can hear it. But it's a 28-second welcome video, which is great. To the point, hopefully. I'm looking forward to telling me exactly what the channel is about and what to do next.
Welcome to the channel where we rise up together for positive change. This is Peasant Uprising, where I share my life experiences and the things that I've done to help me get out of a rough upbringing and really start to make the life that I want and deserve. I want you to come along with me and discover how you can do it as well. Please leave comments below, talk to the community, and let's help each other rise up.
Cool. I like this. Has very Hamilton vibes, like, right? Rise up. Because I'm not giving up my shot. Anyway, we just saw Hamilton yesterday. Okay, not a bad video, right? You're looking directly at the camera, you're speaking the language, you have already sort of like community elements in there, which is really great. Again, the thing that's missing is like, what are we doing here? And you mentioned it a little bit here, which is if you've had a rough upbringing, this is the place for you to come together so we can rise up and support each other. That kind of messaging is, I think, where you should hone in on. But I think it's great. First of all, most people will not have the courage to do a video like this. And especially one that is very personal, right? This is a very personal channel, which I think is great. So definitely use that to your advantage, Peasant, in terms of just the idea of having you show up there for people too, which is pretty cool. So let's go down and let's talk about these videos really quick. So actually, I'm gonna go to videos to see what your latest videos are. So how to start achieving focus, plan, execute. Great. Okay, this is a playlist, it looks like. Number 2, camping montage relaxation is good. We hit 40 subscribers. Thank you. Discover yourself. This one seems out of place. Camping montage relaxation is good, but it seems to not be doing too terribly. These ones seem to be. I'm just looking for patterns here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you just got started, and it looks like you've just recently started getting serious about your YouTube channel, which is really great. So these kinds of ones where you are talking about discovering yourself, knowing who you are. Your face is there. These are great with the text. Let's play this video just to get first impressions here.
Welcome to the channel where we rise up together for positive change. If you're new here, this is Peasant Uprising, where I share my life story with you and my experiences on how I was able to go from a very difficult upbringing to being on the path of getting the life that I want and deserve.
Cool. Well, there's that messaging again, and then again, hopefully that can come across in the channel artwork. Let's so that talks about the channel. 17 seconds in, you've talked about the channel. I think that what we need to do is remember that people are coming to this video sometimes with a purpose of understanding something that they're looking up or something intrigued them, right? And we want to connect that conversation from where they came from to what they are coming here for, right? And the thumbnail and the title very much have to do with that. I prefer to create videos where the hook at the beginning is about what they're there for, and then get into the channel, if that makes sense, right? So hooking them related to discovering yourself and knowing who you are is really important. So perhaps this video or the next time you shoot a video like this, it could start with that messaging. What's the hook about this topic that's gonna keep people watching? And then you can drop in the information about your channel and the connection to you and having a rough upbringing, but being here to rise up together versus a welcome to the channel, which again, we just saw the welcome message very similarly in the welcome message of the channel. Now you're welcoming them again the same way within a video if they've popped in there. So I think hooking them in the beginning with something related to what their video is about is really key. But I'm gonna see if I can find this hook somewhere, hopefully within the first 45 seconds, at least in this video.
So I welcome you to come along. In today's video, I wanted to talk about discovering who you are.
Okay, I see that you said in the latest video, you said you do that. Okay, so let's look at the latest video here. How to start achieving.
Have you ever had too much on your plate? So many things that need to get done, but you just can't get done? So many things that make you dizzy, make you kind of feel like you're going crazy? Well, I have a few tips to help you focus and get things accomplished. Welcome to the channel where we write.
Yo, okay, you did exactly what I said to do there. Plus, you added the bonus of B-roll, right? Which is sort of video that is underlying your voice. Your voice is, front to camera, but you're using B-roll to add what I like to call pattern interrupts. It's very good. I would continue to do videos like this. I will say, however, that let's play this one more time.
Have you ever had too much on your plate? So many things that need to get done, but you just can't get.
That oval confused me a little bit. I guess that's supposed to be a plate, but the background with the clouds, yeah, it was a little confusing.
Have you ever had too much on your plate? So many things that need to get done, but you.
So instead of clouds with a plate, for literal sake, you could look at images where, or maybe have an image of you or an image of something that would better represent overwhelm, right? So if I go to, for example, this is one thing I like to do. So I go to iStock photo and I do overwhelm. And I look at maybe images like this, or let's see, let's try too busy. And let's see, too busy at work. So this is where I go to get inspiration for images. I don't even necessarily get these images. What I'll do sometimes is I'll just use these images as, oh, okay, I could create my own photo like that too, right? Like this photo would represent that, right? Have you ever had too much on your plate, right? So a little bit more emotional. The plate with the sky in the background didn't really do it for me, but I love that you're doing B-roll.
You just can't get done. So many things that make you dizzy, make you
cool.
Kind of feel like you're going crazy. Well, I have a few tips to help you focus and get.
This is really good. Finally, what I'll say here is if you're offering tips, mention how many tips. This is a great way to hook people in. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips. Instead of just, I'm going to give you some tips, I'm going to give you 5 tips. And then what's really cool about that is you can track people along in the video. Okay, tip number 1. Here it is, tip number 2. And remember, we got 5 tips today, but here's number 3, number 4, and then they're going to stick around to the big one at the end, if that makes sense, versus just here's tips and we don't know exactly where this is going. The other thing about this is you can go in reverse, right? So you can go in reverse order. So 5 tips, starting with number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. And that I found actually holds people even longer. When you have your quote unquote number 1 tip at the end, then you can count down to it. And this is a great way within list type videos to keep people watching all the way through, if that makes sense. So I love, Peasant, that you said you filmed yourself spinning. And you probably just sped it up a little bit, which is really cool. So that's great. I really love that. So hopefully these tips help you, but I would just say keep up the great work. And most of all, let's get connected with you sooner. And let's help me understand that this is like you and I are the same, right? How can we both, having rough upbringings, come together, rise up? I love the language. You're already doing stuff that I took years to figure out, which is using common language and to welcome people personally and have people connect with you and follow your journey because you're just a few steps ahead of where they are, right? The other part about this is if you wanted to disclose a little bit more about that upbringing in a future video or within your channel welcome message, that could help people get tied into you a little bit more and get excited about learning more from you as well. So Peasant, wonderful job. Thank you so much. Let's all thank Peasant Uprising for offering his channel up for review, which is really great. Okay, next up, we're going to go to a website, and this is a website coming from somebody named Frank here in the chat. I don't know if he's here or not today, but let's go and check it out. So, Disruption Everywhere Podcast. Learn and be prepared for disruption before it finds you. Hosted by disruptive industry veteran Frank, this podcast brings you insightful conversations and interviews with industry-leading experts exploring new business, products, ideas, and how they're impacting us today for a future tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what this podcast is about because first it talked about disruption, so I wasn't sure if it was about disruption in our lives or disruption in terms of disaster relief or that kind of stuff. But then it went into interviews with industry experts exploring new business products and ideas and how they're impacting us today and tomorrow. So is this sort of like disruption in technology, for example? Which we need to be very explicit. Right now, I'm not quite sure. Plus, the page seems a little generic. I'm just being honest. With no face, it's just a microphone. And, there's already a microphone to determine a podcast in the logo. So I would love something related to the topic, something that could get me a little bit more connected with what this is about. I honestly don't know what it's about, and I have no other information here to tell me a little bit more about what I can get. I do see a list of recent podcast episodes here, which is really great. I love that. I'll click into one of those in just a minute. I also love this latest episode sort of denotation here. That's pretty unique. I haven't really seen that before. Listen and subscribe. You're doing a great job of having people go, okay, well, this sounds interesting. Hopefully we'll get them there. But they go, okay, well, I want to listen to the podcast on Pocket Cast, right? So they can click here and just go right to it. This is what we have to do as podcasters. We have to show people all the different options for people to subscribe because we can't choose for somebody else where they should listen. They will determine where they prefer to listen, and we have to cater to them. So by you sharing all these different spots here to listen and subscribe is really smart, and that's something that you display really nicely there, which is really great. But again, the word disruption, I'm not quite sure, and you can probably see in the chat some commentary that's very similar to Sue with the super chat, by the way. Thank you so much for that. Sue says, happy July 4th, everyone. I love these reviews and learn so much. Thanks, Pat. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Let's keep going here with Frank's website. Disruption everywhere. And again, this is the 3 and the E is a little bit confusing. I don't know what that has to do. I kind of like it because it's a little bit different. It captures my attention for sure. But where's your podcast logo, right? I think that a great image to pop up here would be your podcast logo. If you have that. Let's go to episodes really quick. Okay, which goes down there. Okay, so now I'm getting a sense of what this is about, right? Bitcoin and blockchain, crowdfunding. So yes, we need to be a little bit more cryptocurrency. Maybe it's industry disrupting technology, industry disrupting and again, you don't have to change the name of your podcast. I think the name of the podcast is fine, but the hook when we land on this page is very important. What do we need to say in order to go, oh, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. It's not quite there yet, right? So what kinds of things can I learn? So this is what you share. The podcast brings conversations, interviews with experts. Okay, but so that what? So I can be on the leading edge, so I can better invest my money into stocks related to these companies, so that I can have some insider knowledge about the industry that would benefit me as I choose to whether or not I want to be involved in these sorts of technologies. I'm not quite sure. So again, these are the kinds of things that we have to share and figure out. All right, just looking at the chat here. This is what I was wondering too. Rob says, cool logo, but what's the 3 represent in everywhere? Now that could be a fun little Easter egg. For example, maybe the episodes are dropped into 3 parts or 3 segments. Maybe you have in your teaching of disruption in technology and industries, there are 3 phases, right? Maybe there's a early adopter phase and the sort of mass, gathering phase or whatever. This is something that you'll have to check out. Anyway, Samson, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. 107 days straight. You are insane, my friend. Thank you. Let's see here. Disruption gets overused for sure. It's not a 3. It's a backwards E, right? It's a backwards E, but it looks like a 3. So to me, it looked like a 3, which is a backwards E as well, which is cool. But again, why, right? And finally, like I want to go to the about page. There you are, Frank. Proud husband, father of 2 amazing children. Love that. Love that you start there. That's a very easy way to connect with people. 20 years of experience in emerging technology industries. Okay, that emerging technology industries, that should be on the homepage for sure. That gives me a lot more understanding of what kinds of episodes these are going to, because remember, there's a lot of friction to get a person to click play on a podcast. This podcast takes time, and I have to be committed and have time or make time to listen to it. So we really need to hone in on what is it that this is about. Emerging technology industries is the first time I've really got a clear understanding of what this is about. Started this podcast out of my passion for innovation, change, and ingenuity. My goal is to share with you in each and every episode engaging topics, conversations to better prepare us on what's impacting our lives today and tomorrow. Support the podcast. Okay, so on your about page, this would be a great place to also include the array of where people can subscribe. This down here, you might as well include it here as well. Plus, this is a much stronger place of your website where you get me connected with you and you tell me what this is about. And again, Frank, I think that the logo here of your podcast should end up on the homepage as well as a picture of you. I think it's really important that if you're comfortable doing that, which obviously you are, that you show up there. So hopefully this helps. And again, it looks a little bit generic. So the words that we use are going to be really, really important, right? So you got to sell this thing. And so let's get clear and let's connect and tell me why I need to click play or what I'm going to be missing out on if I don't. Insightful conversations is not enough. What about these insightful conversations is going to get me to click and enjoy the show? So wonderful job, Frank. Thank you so much for being a guinea pig there for us. I appreciate you. And let's keep going here. All right, so let's try scrolling up and down here. All right, let's try this one here. So this is from, let's bring it up. All right, so this one's from Dan, and this is his YouTube channel, VR Flight World, which is a quote-unquote game, but it's more of a simulator. And I think that, is this the new VR game or simulator that just came out that is literally mapped of the entire world, like not one-to-one, but like it is actually the map of the world in its full extent. Let me know, Dan, if I'm looking at that correctly, or if I'm thinking of what it is. Is like Microsoft's VR World, right? VR Flight World. Let me look this up really quick. VR Flight World. VR Flight World. Is that Microsoft's? Microsoft Flight Simulator. No, okay, so it's different. But VR Flight World seems to be a different thing. Man, I used to get so excited about these kinds of simulators and things like this, which is really cool. Okay, so let's talk about this. Number one, I love the artwork, but it's missing some information. This is a perfect spot right up here, right there, to put some text, to put some information that's gonna hook me into this. That, whether it's a VR image or not, is not enough. I think you can just add some text overlay on top of that. What you could do to make this easy for you is if you look up on Google, YouTube channel art template, what you can do is you can download these templates that are free, even on Canva. I think Canva has one. But this will give you some information on channel art and size and all that sort of stuff. The banner, image size. So this is the image size here. One thing that I like to do, let me see if I can find it in the images. If I go to images here on Google, I will download, yeah, here it is, something like this. So this image here, which is taking me on this little rabbit hole into David's website. But this is where you can see these banners. Let's see, where's the template? So yeah, things like this. So this is, gosh, this is just taking me on this loop. Anyway, this right here, if you copy this, this will show you what it'll look like on TV, on a Mac's desktop, on tablet. And so this dark area right here is where you want to create most of this information. This is where you see the artwork mostly. So this is where you'd want to include all the text and all the information. Do you have, what information can you include on here? You can include information like what this is about, right? You can share the title of it, but also who you are. You can share a little bit like a tagline. You can also share an upload schedule should you have one. I think that's really important. Looks like you're up on Twitch too, which is really cool. Let's see. Looking at the thumbnails, so another great thing that you're doing here in the channel is you're creating different playlists. This is very smart. It really fills in the homepage when you have different playlists here. For example, and this is what I love. If you're new here, why not start here? Thank you so much for doing that. What you could do, however, is, again, how to start. So these are different planes, I guess, that you can choose from. Oh, here it is, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is really great. That's cool. Okay, I'm really loving what I'm seeing so far, and for anybody who's interested in this stuff, this would just be eye candy for them for sure. Let's look at some of the latest videos and see how they start, right? And wow, look at this one here, Microsoft Flight Simulator versus FSX. Look at how many views this has versus all the other ones. 15,000 views from 2 weeks ago. This is picking up, right? And all your other videos have about 200 to 300 views over the course of a couple months. This is a good sign to do more of videos like this. Do a follow-up video, compare, right? And it looks like you did that here as well. Airport scenery, FS 2020 versus FSX versus X-Plane 11. This is what YouTube is giving you signals for you to continue to do, right? So just keep that in mind. You've hit the jackpot here. Let's ride this wave, if that makes sense, right? So let's make sure that we do more of that. So let's watch this video and just see how you start it. How do you hook me in? Okay, so literally it's just comparisons here. So this is the flight simulator, flight simulator X, flight simulator. Yeah, wow, this goes pretty fast. It's hard to see the comparisons, just to be honest, and I know it's working for you, right? With 15,000 views, 125 likes. Let's look at the comments as well. Looks great improvement. Time will tell, though. Nice. Can you make a video with another airport, for example, El Dorado? I mean, your audience, and look at that, you're replying, which is great. You can heart these comments too if you haven't already. This is a great way to signal. What happens when you heart a comment on YouTube is it signals to that person that you've seen it, like it literally notifies them, and it'll also invite them back, right? You know, like this is a great place to see how you perhaps reply to them, which is really cool. So you are getting involved in the community, which is really great. You're doing all the right things. You're almost at 1,000 subs, right? You're on your way to monetization, which is really great. So keep up the good work there. You're engaging with the community, which is really great. I think that one thing that would be really neat would be to have a side-by-side comparison, just so you can see the differences, and then you can even go a little bit further and zoom in on the different details of these comparisons as well. But congratulations on hitting a mark on what it is exactly that people are looking for related to this stuff. So keep going with that. Let's check out this newer video. Wow, that's way different. Flight Simulator, oh my gosh. What would be kind of cool is if you, instead of just, let me see. How do you blend from one to another? Let's see. Yeah, you kind of go black and then you come in with the next one. You could even have a cross dissolve, because that really shows you with no space in between how those things compare, right? So I would do a cross dissolve. That's what it's called. When you sort of blend one into another, you can have like a really, maybe like a 3-second dissolve from one to the other to the other. But keep doing this if you enjoy it, right? If you enjoy it, you're getting a lot of views, you're getting a lot of people being attracted to this. This could even be its own playlist at some point, these comparisons. And just stay tuned with the audience and this industry to see what these, what else people are looking for, what else people are excited about, right? So I would definitely hone in on that and keep going there. Cool. Let's see, how are your tags, by the way? Too short. I think that we can add a lot more tags. You can have up to 500 characters in these tags. I'm looking here at my vidIQ data. I can see that here, for example, it says that it's too short. And you also don't use any cards. Cards are where you see a little information icon in the upper right-hand corner. Cards are something that are really great, and as you start to create more of these comparison videos, you can start connecting them to each other, right? And you can have one lead to the next. You do, it looks like, have end screens here, which is good, so I can move on to the next one, which is great. That's gonna keep people sticking around and do a lot to grow your channel. But tags, you can add a lot more. I would do airport scenery simulator comparison, or scenery comparison, VR flight comparison, VR software comparison, like all those kinds of things until you get to 500 characters. Yeah, that would be great to try. I could even do the side-by-side split screen. That would be cool too. Yeah, so great job. This is really neat. This is going to explode very soon. And then what I would do is do a lot more just of those kinds of things where people can just see that. I mean, this is. It doesn't have to be every video. This is the other thing. You want to make sure that you enjoy doing this. You don't have to be or feel like you're pigeonholed, but just know that do these fairly often because they're going to work for you. Hey Archer, what's up? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Love the music too. Music elevates the quality of the video. Yes, I agree with that as well. Let's see, good comments here. Needs transitions of some kind. Yeah, we were just talking about that, which is great. Love the music. I'm probably going to get demonetized for that, but that's okay. That's not why I'm doing this. YouTube algorithm loves creator reviewer engagement. Yep, you're doing all the right things there. Cool. Let's see. Any other videos pop out? Let's see. How to add a checklist to X-Plane 11 in VR. That one's standing out. My X-Plane 11 VR settings. Settings, VR tutorials, those kinds of things work really well too. Okay, yeah, keep up the good work. And you have a website here too. VR flight training, cool, excellent. The last thing I'll mention is with the newsletter subscription, let's really make sure we sell this, right? Whenever you are selling people into an email subscription, this is the website, by the way. I thought that was a giant nose on the left-hand side. It looks like a chair. VR Flight World newsletter, get the latest in VR Flight by joining our newsletter. I'm not convinced. We need to really sell this thing. Maybe I'm getting something, maybe I'm getting early news in the industry. Maybe I'm getting a checklist or some sort of lead magnet that gets me to subscribe. But by asking people to subscribe to your newsletter, essentially you're just telling people you're gonna send them more emails. We need to do a better job of that too. Kavan, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I see that you're new. I appreciate you. Francis says, I know you've probably mentioned this before, but where do you get music for videos? I might want to add some to mine. Yeah, so there's a couple spots that I can recommend. Number one, probably lower end would be audiojungle.net. You can find some good music here. Let's try like peaceful background music. Right, and I can click play and you'll hear this music. You'll also hear something that goes Audio Jungle, Audio Jungle. And that's sort of like a watermark on there. But these are really cool because I can now meditate with all of you. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about your happy place. Anyway, yeah, they definitely add a lot of levels of flavor there. Another place that I love and I use, artlist.io. What's cool about artlist.io, and again, I'm probably going to get docked for this, but that's okay. is you get unlimited music. So for a small monthly fee, you get access to all of this and you can do whatever you want. Plus, they sound legit. They actually sound like music I would probably listen to on the radio. And what's really cool about this is you can choose different themes. I can choose, let's say, a vlog theme or sports and fitness, or I can choose a genre. Like, okay, cinematic. Okay, so I want to go cinematic, and I want to go, let's go dark or tense. So now you can see the tags up here, cinematic and tense. Let's play one to see how cinematic and tense these are. Wow. That's pretty cool. Epidemic is a good one too. Says, who was that? Was that Dole Whip Dad? No, who said that? Yeah, Dole Whip Dad. Epidemic sound, which I cannot say. But yeah, they're all great. These are all great too. I think this is a monthly subscription one as well, which is very similar to, right? $15 a month. That's great. I think that's even cheaper than Artlist. These are all fantastic, but this is where you can get music to really add some flavor to your podcast and your videos. There's an episode that I did with Rebecca Blake, Pat Flynn podcast. I'm going to play this for you, and you'll hear music used in this as well in the beginning.
So I want to do a little thought experiment with you, if you don't mind us playing this game for a little bit. I want to go back into time, back to 2008, and it's June 18th, 2008. This is the day after I was laid off from my architecture job, and I'm not feeling very good about myself.
So I didn't have to add that music. I could have just said, hey, what would you tell me when I got laid off in 2008? But I really tried to paint that picture. You see me, I'm feeling down. What can we do from here? So that's great. By the way, big shout out and congrats to Ray Edwards, who said, by the way, thanks to your quick YouTube review of my channel recently, we added 128 subs and crossed 6,000 subscribers. So you've seen a spike, Ray. You've seen a spike. And by the way, I know that you took some good action there. Let's just visit it really quick for those of you who might remember. But check out this channel artwork. Look at that. It just was him before it said Ray Edwards. Now it's the copywriting channel. I will teach you how to write the words that sell. You can't sell this any better than that, right? And looks like you're doing great, man. Keep up the good work. 6K. Love it. Love it. Keep up the good work. Let's move on to another review here. Thank you so much, by the way. And Dan, for that VR flight simulator. Keep up the good work. 15K views. I hope you're enjoying that and loving that. You got to keep it up for sure. All right, next we're going to go to a website by somebody. I don't know their name, but they're in North Carolina. Might give you a little bit of a clue if that's you. But this is Children's Story House. Children's Story House presents... Okay, so this is a very common problem, and so I hope you don't mind me just diving right in. To have a logo and just a lot of things happening right up top of the page, where everything else that is about the website gets squished down. So Children's Story House, we don't see it. What do you not see? Sorry. I must be a little bit delayed. Pat, can you share the screen? Am I not sharing it right now? Or is this? Are you talking about with regards to Ray? YouTube.com. Ray Edwards. We see it. Okay. This is Ray stuff here. You can see just how very inviting this is. Black and white being sort of the theme here. You see black and white in the thumbnails, which is really great. So good job, Ray. Keep up the good work. Here's the website for Children's Story House. So you mentioned Children's Story House, and then it says Children's Story House again. There is so much wasted real estate here. I think that the logo could be, 10 times smaller, as long as it could still be read. And then what is this about? Really, we need to know why we're here. Remember this here. What is this for? What does this do? And that's really key. So let's scroll down. It says, hi there. Original artwork by Sophie. That's cool. I like it. I like that that's there. Maybe even these bees can be up top and just welcome people to the channel or what have you. Welcome to Children's Story House presents Fly My Way, the podcast. We know kids love fun characters and great stories, so we've created a space where they can enjoy Lucy, Ladybug, Bella Butterfly, Buzzy Bee, and Cliff Cricket. Okay, cool. So this is a podcast with storytelling for kids, which is really great. And there's some original artwork here, which is pretty cool. We want people to subscribe. There's also an Etsy shop, which it looks like, which is pretty cool. Let me click here to check that out. That should open a new page, by the way, because now I'm gone from the website. So if ever you are bringing people away from your page, but you want to have them still continue to be there to keep reading on, then make sure it opens up to a new page, by the way. But I clicked here on Etsy and it opened up somewhere else. Thanks, Francis. I appreciate you. But yes, this is taking up way too much space above the fold. And we need to just tell people right away, a podcast with fun characters for children to have fun with. That's not the best, but at least it's something, right? So we need to come up with something. What's the hook? What's the tagline? When you're in an elevator talking about this podcast with somebody and they got 7 seconds before they go up to the second floor, what are you going to say to them? That's essentially what you want here, right? So episode 1, the tomato patch. This episode, you get to meet the whole gang and join them on their trip to the tomato patch. I like that there's characters. That's pretty unique with a podcast, is to have like specific characters and drawings. I mean, that's really, really something that kids, I think, would be really tied into, which is pretty cool. But the podcast is going to be a big deal here for sure. And we need to better display the podcast, better display, much like with Frank's earlier, with all the different places people can subscribe. And remember, the hook is really, really key. I do want to play this podcast, though, to see what it sounds like in the beginning, because it looks like this just started, which is really cool. Again, just congratulations for getting something up. Now we can move it forward, right? I like how you also have reviews here, too, which is pretty cool. But let's click play.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Holly's Hands Books. Holly's Hands provide your children with educational learning activity books. Whether it's Spanish or sign language, Holly's Hands has you covered. Find them on Instagram and Amazon. Children's Story House presents Fly My Way, a podcast that joins Lucy Ladybug and the gang as they adventure in their own backyard.
Good music.
I like to sing and read and play and shout, so why don't you come on and fly my way? Come on.
Bro, I like that. I like the song. I like the sort of intro there. I didn't really care for the advertisement. The advertisement right away, especially in episode 1, is kind of like, I mean, it wasn't terrible, and it has to do with the audience, which is okay. But to start out there in episode 1 with an advertisement is a little off-putting. You don't have to change it. I'm just letting you know how it comes across. It's a commercial, right? And it's just like, oh, just like on Nickelodeon, there's commercials here too, which is not bad. It's okay to make money from your show, but specifically for episode 1, you hype this up, you get everybody excited about it. They click play and they're listening to something else, if that makes sense. So other than that, though, once I got into the content, that was great. That's something kids, I think, can enjoy listening to, which is fantastic. So yeah, keep up the good work there. But yeah, definitely on the website, like the logo takes up way too much space. I also see that you have an ad here on the right-hand side, which is in the way that you're displaying it is like, oh, this is more important than the song of the week, right? And again, putting ads right now may not be the right situation, right? I understand that they're there, but likely we want to have an audience first and build that audience and build that trust before we monetize in ways that can disrupt the flow and the conversation that you want to have with people on your website. But the podcast is going to be really key. I'm going to click on podcast. Good artwork. I love that. That's very cute. A children's story house podcast. Cool. Is this like a network of podcasts, perhaps? And I see you only have episode 1. And I don't know when this episode came out, but let's hopefully get some more in there, and let's bring more people in, and hopefully people can start spreading this around and keep it going. So not bad. Let's keep up the good work. But the website definitely needs help to better display the podcast, to bring everything up the page, and also have people subscribe to the different places. Because right now, even from here, if I wanted to subscribe, oh, here it is. Listen on. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That should absolutely be on the homepage as well. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's pick another website and or YouTube channel here, and let's keep going. We got a good 15 minutes left. if that was even the song. That almost sounds like a Ed Sheeran song. Or no, actually, who am I thinking of? John Mayer. Anyway. Cool. Okay, we're going to go to this website here. Let me pop this up. All right, we're going to go to Cher's website. Cher, good to see you here. Thanks for being here. And let me click out of these. Cher is very involved here in the chat. I'm very stoked to review here. And her, she also shared a link to a sales page, which I do want to get into as well. So this sounds like a TikTok song. Grandma Goody, grateful for freedom in this community, praying for Yemen relief. Thank you, Grandma Goody. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go here. Cher, great picture. I can connect with you really quick. This is the power of a picture, y'all, just to connect with somebody, right? Find solutions to life's challenges. Okay, we have a lot more real estate here above the fold to describe a little bit more about who this is for, what it is you're going to do. Very similar to Peasant Uprising's YouTube channel review earlier. This is a very generic thing to say, and I'm hopefully not offending you by saying that, but I want you to go further. Like, what kinds of life challenges, what kinds of people are you helping here, and how do you help them? Do you make things easier? Do you break things up using science? Do you tell your own life stories to help support these things, or what have you? This is really key for us to understand. What I would prefer is perhaps even so like you're centered here, which is okay. But if you wanted to even have more room in real estate, you could move yourself to the right-hand side. You can even zoom a little bit more in on your face, and you'll have a lot more text positioned more on the sort of left-hand side, which is more traditional. Because if you were to even include text here on the left-hand side, it leaves this whole right side space open. And typically, you don't have stuff on the left of you and on the right-hand side of you. You have stuff specifically on one side of you. So I could see it being cropped more like this, if that makes sense. Right, hopefully that does make sense. Thanks again for the super chat, Grandma Goody. But and a little bit of spacing issues here between the words, but let's see. Learn more, which is always good. It's like, okay, I'm interested a little bit. Let's click learn more and see where that takes me. And it's just resolving the host a little bit. Coaching options below. Okay, so, and this again should have opened on a separate page. And I would probably recommend having your picture up here as well, especially if you're doing coaching, right? Because anybody who's hiring anybody for coaching wants to know who they're getting coached from. So the moment at which you are asking for a payment or offering options to pay for something, we want to have people feel comfortable and secure with their purchase. So having an image of your face, especially if it's coaching, right? Coaching, this is who you're going to learn from. Maybe even a quote there from you with, hey, by the time we are done, you're going to be X, Y, and Z. Or I'm here to help you feel comfortable during this process. Check out the options below, right? And that same picture that was on the homepage could even be used. I'm going to get back to this in just a minute, but I do want to talk about the idea of what the experience is like now, if that makes sense, right? So Gift Unwrapped says, let me go here. Does anyone know how Pat gets real-time transcriptions on this live? I'm definitely not using a script, if that's what you're wondering. YouTube does this for you because there's a little bit of a delay, and their machines are so smart that they're able to get this over to you right away, which is just kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it. But okay, let's see what the experience is like right now. So I come here to the focus mindset. I see this great image. I see 6 words, 5 words. Find solutions to life's challenges. Learn more. Okay. I'm interested to learn how you can help me with life's challenges. And then boom, you smack me with payment options. Not a great impression because we haven't gotten to know each other yet, but you're already asking to marry me, if that makes sense. So we need to go on some dates first. We need to have a relationship built first. You need to see how you can provide value to me first before you ask me to pay for something because I don't trust you yet. People default to doubt online. So we need to uncover those doubts and make them feel more secure about what it is eventually that they're going to hopefully do with us. So let's scroll down a little bit. Help your family move through 2020 with confidence and strength. Listen, learn, grow. What people are saying. So download a free download of the 7-day evaluation. Wow. Okay, this is a download. This needs to be okay, so this is so important. This was just almost hidden. What is the 7-day self-evaluation? What's it going to do for me? How's it going to help me? You're not selling me into this click right now. Just because it's free doesn't mean I'm going to click through. You need to sell this to me. Also, the fact that this opens up a new page, maybe it doesn't open up a new page. You can take this file or this form and just in here, I would just put it right there, which gives you more room, as you saw here, to describe a little bit more about what this is. Be your best all day. Let me email you my free 7-day self-evaluation and further information about how I can help. What is this going to evaluate me for? What's on the other end of it for me? What can I expect by going here? Remember, you're asking for a person's email address, so we need to work a little bit more to sell people in terms of what they're going to get in exchange for that, right? So that's that. Continue. That's an interesting thing to put there. Let's hit continue. Where does that take me? So book me now. Okay, so to coaching, right? I would say that a video could work very well here for you too. Hi, I'm Cher. I help people have a focused mindset. You know, the year 2020 has been crazy, and whether you have a family or you're just on your own, I'm here to help serve you during these times to help you stay focused on the work that you need to do and what it is that's actually important to you. You can book me for coaching. However, I do recommend you check out some of the free content that I have here on this website. You can listen to my podcast, The Focused Mindset, where I dive deeper and have conversations with people about how to help you live a better life and stay focused on the tasks that you need to focus on. If you'd like to learn more about how you can work with me, however, you can click the button below to look at the coaching options. I'll be there to help you through these options. There's a couple options that I want to talk about right now. Number 1, number 2, number 3. By the way, thanks again. My name is Cher. If you have any questions, let me know. You can find me on my contact page, or hopefully we can work together in coaching in the future. Thanks so much. Welcome to The Focused Mindset. I'm here for you. Boom, right? So that would be a much better sort of way to welcome people in, especially, again, because you're offering coaching. People want to get a sense of what it's going to be like to work with you. So maybe there's some free content on the podcast where you are actually coaching people that people can listen to, very similar to Ask Pat, if that makes sense. Maybe there is specifically some examples of case studies and stories of people that you've helped. And I do see testimonials down here, but this seems to be for your podcast, right? Versus where are people talking about your coaching and what they've gotten from you, right? Listen, learn, grow. See, this here speaks to me more than just find solutions to life's challenges. This is generic. This is specific. This is tuning me in more with exactly what I want to do. Help your family move through 2020 with confidence and strength, right? That speaks to me because it is 2020. I want that, and now I'm in tune with what it is you're offering. Let's see, coaching, kids coaching. Wow, I didn't even know you offer that. That's cool. So let me look at this really quick. Is coaching a good fit for my child? Coaching, I would prefer an image of you and your child here. I know that you are comfortable doing that because I see a picture of you and your kids here. This is a great photo, by the way. But if you are perhaps targeting more women, then this picture may not speak to them. But either way, it's still a cute picture. But having you in there, again, with coaching a kid, that's, again, think of a parent thinking about offering their kid to somebody else. This is really important to nail down, right? What can coaching do for my child? Also, what kind of child? What ages? You have all different ages here. Why should I choose to book Cher as my child's mindset coach? Cool. You're answering a lot of questions here, which is great. You're tackling the objections, which is very smart. This is. I want to give you an A+ on this. You're tackling the objections. If you're selling anything, you have to answer questions that you know are going to be on people's minds. Because if you don't answer those questions and guide them through those answers, your audience is going to answer those questions for themselves. And likely, again, they're going to default to doubt. They're going to be out, right? Why should I trust Cher here? Oh, well, okay. This is why you answered that question. Well, how is this different than counseling, right? That's another question that I was thinking, and you answer that here. What can coaching do? Is my between the ages of 4 and 17 there? Okay, so you answered that. Book now. Let's keep this going. So book Cher. Oh, hey, that didn't work. So that's broken. Continue. Yeah, that one didn't work. The book now one didn't work. So just keep that in mind. And then finally on book now, again, an image of you here because I'm getting coaching from you. Individual coaching. And again, these are generic pictures. I want to see pictures that I think are more relevant to the audience and again can have you in it as well. Book your free discovery call. Cool. I think the biggest thing is telling me how this is going to work. So what is it going to like? Oh, you're already asking me to pay hundreds of dollars a month to work with you with so little information. I need more information about what the experience is going to be like. If you book individual coaching with me, we're going to be getting on a conversation on Zoom for 1 hour every single week. During that hour, I'm going to ask you questions and I'm going to guide you through to the goals that you want. I'm going to also follow up with you midweek to see how you're doing. And in fact, I'm also going to be creating a set of worksheets that you'll work through, whatever the deliverable is, right? That's really important because coaching is a very vulnerable thing. And so we need to help people realize what exactly that's going to be like, if that makes sense. Cool. Share, I hope you're here. I hope that you can watch this in the future and keep up the good work. All right, I think that will be... No, let's do one more. You know, I know that we're at the end of our time here, but I want to do one more to help out and see what we can do just to get one more person in here. But thank you so much for that. All right, let's do another YouTube channel. I see one coming in here from... Where you at? From Reagan. Awesome, Reagan. So here we go. Reagan Scarlett, Cinematography. Waiting for this video to load so I can pause it really quick. Actually, let me pause it right now. Okay, so first of all, the orange/yellow pops. I absolutely love that. The black on top of that, and even these characters or these animations are really great. I love that so much. I think that when you say cinematography, that is so general. We can perhaps get a little bit more specific on what about cinematography? Are these tutorials? Are these how-to lessons? Are these is this your work? Like, is this your art that's being shown, and it's more like just a display place for your work, or is it a mix of all the above? Right? You have a lot more room there to share that. Plus, if it's about film and cinematography, you can include some logos or images related to that as well, right? Because if I were to see nothing else but the artwork, right? If I were to literally just see this. Imagine that this is a business card you show somebody, and you have to hope that this does the job to get a person to go, oh yes, I'm interested in watching videos from this channel. Do you think that this would do the work? And so maybe we just need to add a little bit more or share some imagery that better displays what it is that this is about. But 184 subscribers, congrats on that. That's great. It looks like you have a video there that's shown that you chose to be your welcome video, which is great. You don't have to have a quote unquote welcome to the channel video, although I would highly recommend it. But you can also replace it with a popular video that you have, which it looks like you're doing here. Look at this. 5 months ago, guys, check this out. 13,000 views, which is so awesome. iPhone 8 Plus unboxing and review, Amazon refurbished. That's a great title, by the way. You've knocked that out of the park. So let's keep going down here. Uploads. So you got different playlists, which is really great. I would add more playlists. You can make them vertical. You can make them horizontal. That's very great. Tech reviews, Q&A videos, cinematic videos. So you might be an actress, which is really cool too. It looks like you're quite young, which is so cool, man. I wish I started this journey much sooner too. But I'm going to play this video and point out what I like and don't like. And then I'm going to look at your latest video and do the same thing too. But so far you're doing awesome. Let me click the about actually to see. Cinematography is expensive, isn't it? Most of the time, beginner videographers don't have big and fancy equipment and can't afford to buy any. This may be for you. You probably can't rent helicopters. You probably can't buy $1,000 of lights and cameras. Heck, you might not be able to buy a $100 gimbal. But what if there was a way to create awesome footage and make cinematic videos on a super tight budget? Yo, that speaks to me. First of all, I really love the way that you just talk naturally in that about page. I think that too many people try to make that about page too professional, right? I'm Reagan. I'm here to help you make great B-rolls. Okay, so what I would do is on the artwork up here.
Hey guys, in today's video,
I would say helping make professional cinematography on a non-professional's budget, or that's even too professional. Like in whatever words you want to say, exactly what you said there on the about page, like bring that to light. Like this is now helping me understand that I could save money here. That yes, you're right, I don't have access to these things, but I can still make great videos. Like awesome. This is a huge opportunity. But let's click play on this video really quick.
Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing this. In case you didn't know, it is my new phone, an iPhone 8 Plus refurbished from Amazon. So let's get into it.
I like the multiple camera angles.
It comes
very
in this
engaging.
bubble wrap.
One thing I will say is that with these unboxing videos, they're really engaging, and plus when you have multiple cameras, the top-down view like this is really great. But I think that what you could do is, before you get into it, before you start opening it up, talk about what you think's going to happen or what you hope would happen, right? This is really key, because when you talk about why you got this and what you hope to happen, guess what that does for the viewers? They want to see if that comes true, right? So I might say, like, I just bought this thing called the Go XLR. I didn't do an unboxing video for it. I don't do them very often. But I might say something like, all right, guys, today I just purchased this. This is the Go XLR, which is a soundboard specifically for streamers. And I'm hoping that it does the job, which is why I bought it, of helping me make a more engaging stream. So make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to hopefully use this thing and show you a lot of the different functions, and actually we'll use it live on a stream, and you'll get to see actually in real time my first use of it, or something like that, right? So this helps people stick around till the end, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Cool, yes, I'm noticing your thumbnails here from the past. Look at this, iPhone 8 Plus unboxing, right? Do more of those videos, those are great. You can always go back and change your thumbnails, by the way, which is something that was recommended here from Rob in the chat, which is definitely true. Let's see. Created playlist, popular uploads. Yeah, I would do more with your channels separations, like popular uploads, have that be there. Cinematic videos be a playlist that literally shows an array of all them. Q&A videos being another one. But let's keep going here.
Which I guess is good. Well, I guess we know it shipped with FedEx.
Now, be careful when you are doing unboxing videos. I didn't check, but this is just a warning for everybody. Make sure that you're not showing your address when you're unboxing things, right? This is really important. Your home address or any phone numbers or street address, any of that sort of stuff, you could just take a black marker, black it out if you don't want to have like to edit them later or anything like that. But just keep that in mind. Good audio
Comes in
too, by
this
the way.
box. It is not an Apple box, so that's a bummer. But yeah, and there's papers that we don't need.
Okay, cool. And obviously this takes us through, and you're going through and unboxing it and showing people the different examples of it, which is really neat. I love that. Sorry, my image is I just noticed that my image is covering her image. I apologize about that. But the one thing that I'll mention, first of all, great job.
I'm posting a more in-depth review on my main channel, Wildifying, so I'm going to leave a
So it looks like you have another channel too, which is pretty cool. Let's check out the description. Cool. You can get a little bit more into the description. You can have timestamps, in fact. One person who I know is doing this really well. Let's try podcast age. So this guy is killing it with the videos, by the way. Watch.
Greetings, Earthlings! Greetings, Earthlings!
So he has his language with his audience, which is really cool. But I wanted to show you in his videos. See down here, you see those little marks? These marks right here. These are, look at this. These are different chapters of his video, y'all. This is like brand new, just came out. See how there's different chapters? This is the music test with this microphone. This is the comparison. This right here is pros and cons. So if I click here, I'll know that he's talking about the pros and cons.
2020, the NW700, etc.
So how do you do this? Very simple. In the description, this is how you do it right here. you have to start with 0, 0. This is what starts or gets YouTube to understand that you want these little chapters in your video. So Reagan, here you could have unboxing, thoughts, pros and cons, first test, all those kinds of things in there as well. You can add that now. You can do that right now. But this is really cool because, but this one right here, you have to do this one, the 0, 0, colon, 0, 0. This basically tells YouTube, yes, you want these chapters in the video. And then wherever you want to put these, how do you do this? You just literally write it out. You don't have to create any special links. Just in the description itself, you write 00 dash or colon 24, and I click on that.
Hello, and for this review, I have the microphone.
That's a setup if I want to go to pros and cons.
All right, so a lot of these affordable condenser mic.
And again, that just takes you right into it. So I need to do this for my videos as well. But Reagan, you should be doing this. This would help your videos stand out a lot more and make it easier for people to go through it too. And well done on your channel. I just say keep up the good work. Do more videos like that. That obviously seemed to strike a good chord with your audience. And if you had more opportunities to do videos like that, or even do a follow-up video, right? So you can go from that unboxing to, hey, now you've used it for 2 weeks. What are your thoughts on it? You can go back and link, and they can cross-link each other. You can go from there. So hopefully that helps. And yeah, good stuff. Well, our show's chapter, I thought it was still a beta. I think they rolled it out to everybody. Most people aren't getting it because they're not putting 00, colon, 00. It's definitely worth trying though. And at least having it there now so that number one, people can use those timestamps in the description so it's not all a waste. And then by the time that feature comes out, it'll be ready for you and ready to go. But big thank you and hashtag bra to everybody who was there today and who let us review your channels and your websites and your sales pages. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're still going to review YouTube stuff, and specifically, I want to stay on YouTube, but I want you to come tomorrow and share with me some of your favorite channels, and I'm going to review them and share them, share what I like and what my first impressions are, and hopefully teach by example from channels from you and channels that you enjoy watching as well. So that should be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun, and we'll make it a little bit different. I'm just experimenting, trying new things, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you for sticking around with me today. I appreciate y'all, and happy 4th of July if you celebrate 4th of July. And stay well and stay awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. All you have to do is go here, patflynn.com/theincomestream. That'll be live every day, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Day 108 tomorrow. How crazy is that? So anyway, thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Cher says, already fixed. Awesome. Now to a date, not marriage. LOL. Hopefully, Cher, that made sense. Well done, everybody. Thank you for everybody who left a thumbs down. Hopefully you have a better day. I appreciate you anyway. Thanks for sticking around and for helping with the algorithm, because any engagement is good engagement. So, hey, all, I appreciate you. Take care. Thanks so much. And as always, Team Flynn for the win. Peace out.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Hey, y'all. Barbecue. Time for barbecue. No, actually, it's still early. Time for breakfast. Bacon and eggs. Then we're going to have some barbecue later. Anyway, happy 4th, y'all. I appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up before you leave. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow. Love y'all.
Bruh.